So now I have a different question. Is it okay to resell an item that says not for resale? Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin and we are back in the Commonwealth cabin as we are every day. So now I'm back at school, I'm teaching, I get home and I come in here and I check things out, usually with some CommonwealthPicker.com sales first, which is amazing. I just want to give a quick thank you for that, and to Reagan. She's been working really hard and doing her school and doing her gymnastics and keeping up with all these chickens and doing all that stuff. So anyway, thank y'all for that. And I asked y'all a couple weeks ago, I said, is it okay to sell Bibles? And, you know, I kind of knew what the answer would be because I see so many resellers doing it. I've been doing it forever and ever and ever. And the market's a little tougher now than it used to be, but you can still get pretty good money for the right ones. But I have a different question today. By the way, the results for about 99% of the comments were, yes, of course it is. And even the people who said, no, it's not, said it's no, it's not for them, but you know what? It doesn't matter if Commonwealth Picker does it, so which is cool. So now I have a different question. Is it okay to resell an item that says not for resale? Is that okay? And so we're going to take a look at that in just a second. Actually, a viewer bought that. But some other cool things have sold today, so let's take a look. All right, this is an item I would have passed by all day long. I didn't pass by it this time because I bought this. This is the only time I've been to the Goodwill in the entire year. In 2020, I have not been to the Goodwill except for one time. And I put that on a video on the Commonwealth Picker channel. And did really well, by the way. And that Toro bag that I sold yesterday came from there. So this was there as well. And I picked it, I think it was there. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. Maybe I got to go back and look at that video. And it's got a sticker on it there, so maybe I did pick it up at the garage sale, but I'm pretty sure I got it at the Goodwill. And I would have passed this thing by all the time, paid $1.99 for it, so it's not something I would normally pick up. But I thought at the time, workout stuff was going pretty well. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pick it up. And then it didn't sell. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a hard sell. But it did sell, and it sold for okay money. It sold for $12.95 plus shipping. So, you know, we'll make about $9.50 maybe on that one. Am I doing my addition right there? I'm not going to pull out the sheet on this one. So a little under $10 profit. Here's an example of something that was going to weigh, it's probably going to weigh over 3 pounds when I ship it. But I listed it at calculated shipping for 2 pounds for two reasons. One, I know it'll fit in a Region A box. And the Region A box will ship like it's 2 pounds, even though it's going to ship, even though if I did it another way, it would really ship at the 4 pound rate. So this is a little trick that I use often on the calculated side before I actually do it. I don't pocket the money. I just make it more marketable to people and give them essentially the discount that I'm going to get for it. So I also know that this is a smaller, heavy item. So I can put it in a, say, a 10 by 7 by 5. Let me show you that box. So 8 by 6 by 4 I often say is my favorite box, which I don't know, I like the 4 by 4 by 4. 10 by 7 by 5 is awesome, and it's becoming one of my new favorite boxes. I don't think that's going to fit in the 8 by 6 by 4, unless I took it out of the case. But it will fit in the 10 by 7 by 5, which is not a very big box. And I know that I can probably get a cheaper rate than even the Region A box at the 2 pound rate if I go to pirate ships. So, love those boxes. They have been well worth buying for me. And shameless plug, they are in the affiliate links, which, by the way, thank y'all for doing that. Have had a bunch of people do that lately, and it means a lot, so we appreciate it. All right, I have a lot of Xbox games, and I had so many. Normally, I would sell this type of game, not individual sellers. I would sell it in my antique booth and probably put like $2, $3, $4, $5, depending on the game, on them. But I had so many, they weren't selling fast enough in there. So I decided to put some on here, and this time it was bought by a viewer. Let me read what she says. This is from Debbie and Jeffrey. So let me read it. Thank you again, Kevin, for another great deal. As you remember, my son Jeffrey collects movies and video games, so we are always looking. Always enjoy your channel. Hope you and your family are staying healthy. From hot Fresno, California. I think you left a message. I am from California, and boy, every time I think about those summers out there and those fires, I remember I used to play golf. I was from a little place called Yucaipa. I used to play golf at a place called Crafton Hills, just a tiny little college 6-hole course. I used to take the bus down there and I'd play golf, and it's up pretty high. And you could see a long ways, and in the summertime you could see fires, just little fires everywhere. And I know that there are some fires, I think, out in Central California right now, and it is hot. So hopefully y'all get through it. So thanks. And I forgot to tell you, it's $24 plus shipping. It is not going out media mail. I have that question all the time. I don't ship the video games media mail because they're not media. All right, here is a lot. A lot got bought by Carol. Carol bought these and these two Bibles back here, and I'll talk about them in just a second. But let me read her note real quick. She says, Kevin, love your videos. Been watching for a while. Finally found something to buy. I love books and especially Bibles. Thanks for the great deals and the great content. And your family is adorable. Well, I appreciate that. Let me start with these. The Knaves Topical Bible right here. I don't have the individual prices, but the total price is $33.84 plus shipping. So the Knaves Topical Bible, and this is an old one, and it's in pretty darn good shape. And it's Southwestern Publishing, which I think is in Nashville, if I remember. I've sold a few of these before. Let me look real quick, not that you care. Nashville, Tennessee. Orville Knave, Chaplain of the Army of the United States. So that's the Knaves Topical Bible. And then this one right here, which is a KJV Bible. Right here, old King James. And it's in really good condition as well. And then these three Gideon Bibles. So first of all, Gideon Bibles, the older ones will sell if you put them in lots. Obviously, the more, the better. And the older, the better. But they definitely do sell. But here's the kicker. So I told you at the beginning of the show that I was selling items that said not for resale, which is one thing. But now I'm selling a Bible that says not for resale. So even if you said, is it okay to sell a Bible on eBay? Is it okay to sell a Gideon's Bible that says not for resale? Book not to be sold. So what do you think about that? That's a little bit of a different question. So I am curious to see what your opinion is on that one. Go ahead and put it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Obviously, you know what I think already, unless you can change my mind out there, because I already sold them. By the way, I have like 50 Gideon Bibles in my closet at school. The Gideons come by the school, the lunchroom every single year, and they give away, I think there's a table, and anybody who wants a Bible can go grab one. And they do that once a year at the school I teach at. And over the years, kids will come in, and some will take the book home sometimes, and sometimes they'll come in after lunch and they'll leave it there. So I always just put them in my closet in the back, and they've been stacking up for years, and there's a bunch of them in there. I haven't sold those yet. I don't know that I ever will, but it's an interesting story. Speaking of interesting stories, I have two of these right here. Main Street N scale, is that right? I don't know much about trains now, the HO and the N. And I don't think these are new. This one might be new. The other one, it looks like it's been unfolded. I think they're both probably used, is my guess. Now, I paid $60 for a box full of trains. And I have one more to list. I had a whole ton of them, but I decided not to list them because I have a neighbor who's really, really kind to my kids. He's an elderly gentleman, and he collects trains, and he has showed my kids his... I've never been in his basement, but I'm sure I will someday. And he shows my kids his train collection, and they just love him. He's a sweet old guy. And they go over there often. And when I saw those, I'm like, you know what? I'm buying these. I'm going to resell some of them, make all my money back. And then everything else that's left after I make my money back, I'm going to go take them over to him and give them to him. And that's what the kids did yesterday. So it's been kind of neat. At any rate, these sold for $20 plus shipping. The other one just came across before we started this show, so you'll see it on tomorrow's. But Bachman, and pretty happy. It's not bad. So we spent $60. These two are going to get us maybe to $35 back. So we got 25 more bucks to go to break even, and then he gets those trains. So that's awesome. All right, here's an LU shirt. This was a popular one, the 2XL. This gray one sold out. It's the first of all those Liberty shirts to sell out. And it was $2, and I sold it for $18, and that's pretty darn good. We make a decent amount of money. Let me do the math really quick on that. So it's $18. Let's say it's $3 in fees, which it isn't. Let's say it's $3 to ship, which it's a little bit more. So there's $6 paid to. There's $8. You know, we're making close to $10 profit, give or take a little bit. And I bought over 150 shirts when I was in there. So we're not going to make all that on all of them, but not bad. I love flipping stuff like this for little profits over and over and over again on one listing. In case you're wondering, I always take the sticker off. I always take the sticker off of new items. Vintage items, I leave it on. All right, here's a vintage J. Crew wool hat in okay condition. There's the old J. Crew. J. Crew, I think, has gone out of business, and it is a local, they have a local factory, or I don't know if it's a local factory, but local warehouse, not factory. They're making this stuff in China. And it's a local warehouse, huge warehouse. And so a lot of people, a lot of resellers around here would sell J. Crew stuff because they could buy it at their little outlet store. I don't even know what you call it, right there at the warehouse. But that is no more. So I wish J. Crew was a little bit better brand because I come across it all the time. And this hat sold, and it sold on clearance. So this one's been in the store for a while. I decided to put a sale on clothes and hats and stuff that have been in the store a long time. So for $10.89 plus shipping, and I got this one in a great hat lot that I paid, I think, $100 for this giant box of hats. And inside of it had 3 or 4 amazing hats, but it had a John Deere K Products denim hat with the flipped John Deere. So let me see if I can remember. It was green with yellow instead of yellow with green. I might have that backwards, but I've sold 2 of those. That one sold, I think, for $2.75. So this one's not quite that good, but it's all pure profit at this point. All right, I have just one item in the back. I'm going to grab it real quick, and then we're going to head into the eBay cave and just a couple cool things in there. So let's take a look. All right, I'm going to go around this way. It's in the back, and I'm getting better at these SKUs here, and I've got to remember, I think it's Texas. Might be Ohio, but I think it's Texas. So, hey, look at that. I was right. So here we go. We got 2, 1, and 2. And some of y'all might remember this. I picked this up and paid $5 for a particular gun, and you'll notice I'm not selling the gun. It didn't work. So I'll tell you what, I used to sell Nerf stuff all the time. The market for me for Nerf stuff has been a little bit more difficult than it used to. I think there's a couple reasons why. They're so popular that kids have so many of them out there, and they're still making new ones, and the new ones are better. So the market's pretty tough. Then you had Toys R Us go out of business, and they had a flood of market stuff for there. And, it's just been kind of tough for me. So I have not bought as much Nerf stuff. Plus, I hate to list it. It's a pain in the butt. And you have to test those guns because some of them don't shoot well. There's not much power coming out of them. So this gun I obviously tested, and it didn't work. So I think my success rate on VCRs are better than my success rate on Nerf guns. They almost always work, but a lot of times they don't work well enough for me to sell them and feel comfortable about it because some of them are so big. I don't want to get a return on them. I've had a few in the past, and so this one was cool. I picked it out. It was a gigantic, just tubs and tubs of stuff. I do regret one thing, though. I think the lady was selling stuff cheap enough that I could have bought just this type of stuff. The cartridges are okay. They're actually not that much money, just the little clips like this. But, if you have enough of them, you're going to make some money for sure. These are a little bit better. But the stands, if you saw that stand back there that I was showing you, that blue stand in that bin, those sell. And they had tons of them. I think I'd have been better off just buying all of it. I know this is painful for some of you to hear. Chucking all the guns and selling these type things and those stands. And there's also parts on some of the guns that come off and just selling those. So here's an example. I paid $5 for this whole thing. These sold for $15 plus shipping. I got that stand back there, which is going to go out first class, listed for $25. And if I just would have done that for a bunch, I could have made a few $100s and only had small items like this to deal with and not the big guns, and I wouldn't even have to test them. So now that I'm talking about that, I want to know, because I like to be dangerous at things, even things that I don't like to sell anymore. I still want to be dangerous with them. So you pros out there, I know there's a bunch of folks out there that sell Nerf guns and make a killing doing it. So tell me in the comments, do me a favor, do the other viewers a favor. What are the 2 or 3 top ones? Maybe not the vintage stuff, although I'm curious about that too, that are somewhat modern, maybe 10 years old or so, or maybe even the ones that are in the store now used. What are the best 2 or 3 Nerf guns that we should be looking for and kind of passing on the rest? So let us know in the comments. Hey, I want to do one more thing really quick. And I have a buddy This is a little known fact. I've only appeared live on 2 different shows. One is Old School Picker, Chris from Old School Picker. And I did it, A, because he's a great guy. I was watching his show one day, a long, long time ago. And I wanted to see if I could do it because my internet is so bad. So I decided to give it a shot, and he was nice enough to have me on, which was kind of cool. And Anthony from Pittsburgh was on that show with me. And then the only other time I've done it is, of course, with John, Cincinnati Picker, because it's hard to tell John knows. So Chris, old friend here, he did a video that kind of hit for him lately. Highway 127 yard sale. He got 1,200 views on it, and he is really, really close, y'all, to 1,000 subs. Matter of fact, by the time you see this, he might be there. He's at 960. There you go, 959. And if there's ever a nice enough guy that deserves to get to 1,000, it's him. So give him a look and tell him I sent you. By the way, Chris's accent has an accent. So I don't come by my accent honestly. It's like a faux accent. It's a Southern California accent. It's not the real deal, but he's got the real deal. You gotta check that out. So at any rate, we sold a few things in here. Let's take a look. Can I just say I am so glad. Have you ever had that item that you were just so glad it's finally gone? I had tons and tons and tons of these. They're just Callaway drivers. This is 2014. I think I've had them since 2016. And they're to adjust your drivers, little wrenches. And there were 4 of them. I put them in lots of 2, sold them for like 7 something, which I'm making no money. Then they got put on discount, and somebody bought 2 of them. So I'm not making much, but I'm making a little bit. It's all pure profit, and I'm glad that they are gone. I have a few left, but not this kind. And my AC kicked on. Sorry if that bugs you. So this is from David. Let's see. Thanks for all your videos. I've learned so much and become a much better picker because of your channel. Keep it up. So David, thank you. I hope that doesn't mean you're picking up ashtrays and Tupperware and making no money, because that doesn't make you a better picker. It makes you have mental problems like me. But well, it depends, I suppose. You get the right Tupperware and the right ashtray, then maybe. How about purple ab roller? Huh? You get that, then that makes me feel better. Anyway, David, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, here's a Commonwealth Picker special here. 2 tiny little backgammon replacement pieces, magnetic. Sell them for $5.99. I get to sell 15 every time I find one of these games, and make, you know, about $2 a piece. So make $30 selling all of them. But it takes, let's see, I've had this set for probably working on 2.5 years, and it says I have 7 available. No, you know what? This is the black and white set. I've only had this one a little over a year. Black and white ones apparently sell okay. I shouldn't tell you this because there are so many more people out there selling these. I looked them up the other day. I'm like, holy moly. Anyway, these were $5.99 free shipping, and they'll obviously ship out for the lowest rate and then fees, so it's all pure profit. So 7 left, so that means that I've sold 8 of these, so there's about $16 so far. I don't know. Selling those won't make you a better picker, for sure. All right, this one's going out to Mike and Tanya from Mike's Discounted Items. And he says, don't forget to send an autographed one, please. Thank you so much. You are welcome, Mike, and you are welcome, Tanya. And we'll definitely do that. Well, I won't say definitely, but I'm going to do my best to do it for sure. We're going to head out there. Maybe I'll do it right here. I have a setup in here to ship and a setup out there to ship. But I took all my music out there. So now I never want to stay in here and ship. Plus, there's more room in there as well. So, anyway, plus Turner comes out and visits me out there. He didn't like to visit in here. He used to, but he doesn't anymore. So, at any rate, thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. All right, we have a homeschool hustler with us today. It's Turner. Hi, Turner.
Hi.
And Reagan is away at gymnastics. And when I got here, instead of Sophie being in that chair, a bunch of things from the CommonwealthPicker.com store were over here. I picked them up, and I just want to say thanks to these folks. So I wrote their names on them, but they are already labeled and ready to go because Mama and Blue Ridge Mama and Reagan did it. So that's awesome. John, Robert, Josh, Bill, Jane, Jay, and AJ, and Becky. Isn't that cool, Turner?
Yep.
Yep. Do you remember? Well, how come you didn't come out and help them? Did you come out and help them? Do the packaging? All right. Let's see what you got there. What is this right here? What's this thing?
Cassette.
It's a cassette.
Mickey Mouse
Mickey's Christmas Carol. Who gave us that? You know?
Something.
Mumsy gave it to us.
Mumsy.
You want to say hi to Mumsy?
Hi, Mumsy.
And that was, she didn't give it to us as a gift. She gave it to us to sell. So don't think we're selling Mumsy stuff off. So that's cool. $18 free shipping's going out media mail. And what is that thing?
The sheep thing.
It's a sheep thing.
When you go to sleep.
It is.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Serta mattress, right?
Yeah.
What number is that?
1.
Number 1.
Check out.
So you count sheep, right? And so all the sheep have a number on them.
You count
that's
sheep
number
jumping
1.
over a fence.
That's right. And that puts you to sleep because it's so boring, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever counted sheep?
No.
No? Okay. Have you ever counted sheep?
I mean, yeah. But it didn't really, you know.
Sophie, have you ever counted sheep? No? You can't even see.
I think she said.
All right. And that sold out of the Homeschool Hustler store. And that sold for, I can't remember. Oh, I know what it is. $12.95 plus shipping. And we picked it up for 50 cents.
I said 1 because it was the number 1.
Yeah. Sold for $13. So we made a pretty good amount of money on that one. What do you think? Pretty cool?
Awesome.
All right.
Bye.
All right. See you later.